いけてるかな。いけたいけた。また壊れたか。これやめて。はい、鷲津です。はい、いけるかな。
わしのステイ、リアドさん、ですと。
あ、なんとかなりそうだね。
花火ぬんさん、こんばんは。金狼7さん、こんばんは。
はいはい、こんばんは。うん。金狼さん。見えてる金狼さん。よし、ついに行くぞ。問題は、どうすんなら0で押しちゃったけど、まあよしよし、頑張るぞ。はい、
ゆうみなきりさん、55。
はい、どうぞ。
ゆうみなきりさん、ファイト。やるしかねえかな。頑張ります。はい。勝てるかどうかは知らない。点数も書いてない。これは、そもそも、そういうことはもう関係ないです。使って。 れは見てもらうと分かんないけど、あと4分。
うん。
あ、そうか、ありがとう。
わしのステイ、ギアドさん、精神統一中。
よし、お願いします。おお、ちょうど一人でできてありがたい。勝負だ。
East 1. The Dora is east. The player is north. How does this starting hand look to you?
A quick tenpai is very much in the cards here.
Let's see how this battle unfolds. Who's going to make the first call here? This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. Look at that Dora! The player is already... Any calls on this tile? Took a pass for now. Things are at a standstill. The air is tense as the players take their turns. Who will come out on top in this confrontation? Oh wow, and there's a call. Tenpai on 4
わしの一
concealed
品わしの
punch.
一品
This would be a very nice time to catch a hand.
わしの一品来い
The player
わ
across
しの一品は
follows
どこだ
suit here.
どこだそこか
The player on the
Oreka.
right is on the defense against the player's
Doko da.
beat.
よしあ、はいや
There it is. I hear a
こっちがまあい
roll.
いや
A tremendous hand right out of the gate.
East 2. The Dora is west. The player is west. The player is coming off an explosive hand.
Taking a modest lead with that one.
This is not an easy spot to work around. The player on the left makes a call out of nowhere. Whatever happens, it'll be something to talk about. The player is already one tile to Tenpai.
It's important to find the best possible weight.
Any calls on this? Took a pass for now. The player, Tenpai. The player on the left already calls a second meld. Still holding back. The players are already visualizing their winning hands. Who will come out on top in this confrontation? How are the players going to approach this hand? Still no calls. The player! Can this hand withstand the heat?
でまだまだこれからよ。こっからが問題なんだ。
No one dares to make the first move.
この感動と
The air is very tense. The player on the left. Here we have a con. The new Dora is 5 crack.
これをどう見るか。Q1 は
Have things calmed down for the moment? My oh my, and there's the beach!
Probably wants to avoid taking risks while in the lead.
Question is, can the players survive this situation? The player can't quite get the job done on this
これ
hand.
はどう遅くなった。
The player on the right has discarded that tile.
降りた。完全に降りた。だが、こ
Is this hand going to end quietly?
こは無理。
One step in the wrong direction.
問題はこのリスなんだよな。やったんまり切ってきたから、俺はさすがに短期しかないからな。
Who will seize the win this hand? What to do with this tile? Who will arise victorious this time? Ah, jeez! The player on the left. What an incredible win! East 3. The Dora is Red Dragon. The player is South. How does this starting hand look to you?
This is decision
流れ
time.
て前
The stage is set. Anything can happen. This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. Things are at a standstill. The player is already one tile to Tenpai.
Certain tiles will fit right.
Any calls on took a pass for now.
どうなりそうだこれ。
The air is tense as the players take their turns. What to do with this tile? Still holding back. Oh, wow, and there's a call. The player. The player. The player. Tenpai.
This hand has a good weight and plenty of value.
The player on the right refuses to compromise.
だな。出せ。ピピ。
How are the players going to approach this hand?
4747。
No one dares to make the first. The player, Dora Khan. The new Dora is 3 crack.
This could sound an alert to the other players.
The player. Oh, there it is. I hear a roan.
A very impressive finish.
East 4. The Dora is the 7 of cracks. The player is East. The player is coming off a spectacular hand.
The player remains in the lead.
Now, let's watch how things develop.
木殺しさん、いい感じ。
48000点
Who's going to make the first call here?
ラジさん
Decided to pass on that middle weight. The player, one step in the right direction.
This is the point where
いい
skill
ぞ、
really
いい子
factors
さん
in.。
油断大敵や。
いやそうじゃなくて油断なんかかけらもすらが
This table is so quiet I can hear a pin drop.
ここからだ
Things are at a standstill. The air is tense as the players take their turns.
Decided that cracks aren't worth chasing.
Whatever happens, it'll be something to talk about. The air is very tense at this moment. The player, that's progress.
The dots are really coming together.
Oh, wow, and there's a call. The player, gaining momentum.
This hand is really beginning to come together.
There it is. The player on the right suffers an unexpected. South 1. The Dora is White Dragon. The player is North. Right out of the gate with one tile to Tenpai. Incredible.
This starting hand is like a gift from heaven.
Is this a battle that can be won?
Probably looking to block that red dragon for quite a while.
別にこれダブルチ
Doubled up on a tile that was just discarded.
This red dragon could be kept as a safe tile.
Any calls on took a pass for now. Things are at a standstill. The air is tense as the players take their turns. Look at that! The player, Tenpai! Who's going to make the first call here? There it is! Leech!
A heck of a lot of work went into this reach.
さあ2ピン一発ときた
Slam dunk! E-Putz! What a spectacular draw!
That hand was quick.
South 2. The Dora is the 4 of dots. The player is West. The player went for a quick finish last hand.
Hopefully this will end without any incidents.
Let's see how this battle unfolds. The player, one step in the right direction.
The next few tiles could make a huge difference.
The player, gaining momentum.
This is the point where skill really factors in.
This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. Things are at a standstill.
ドラが2枚打とるわ。
Draws yet another simple. The player is already one tile to Tenpai.
Nearly every draw has been an improvement.
The air is tense as the players take their turns. Who's going to make the first call here? The players are all... Any calls on took a pass for now. Have things calmed down for the moment? How are the players going to... What to do with this? Still holding back. The player, Tenpai! Uh-oh, East has declared Nietzsche. Still no calls. One step in the wrong direction.
低めだ。ああ、また通ったかな。
The player across the table has discarded that tile.
まあ、パーピンも大丈夫だろうわ。パーフェクトしてるから。
No one dares to make the first move. The player, is it time for a call?
This can't complete an open weight across the table.
平気にこう待つか。
We're witnessing a tense push and pull. Is this hand going to end quietly? Who will seize the win this hand? Excellent evasive action.
Another safe tile.
Who will arise victorious this time? Nobody wins this shootout.
Only the player across the table is Tenpai.
South 2, one counter. The Dora is north. The player is west. The player is in the lead, at least for the moment.
Hopefully this will end without any incidents.
This is not an easy spot to work around.
Maybe it is better to hold back without any east tiles visible.
Any calls on this? Took a pass for now. The player, already 2 tiles to Tenpai.
This hand is really beginning to come together.
What to do with this time? Still holding back. The player on the left makes a call out of nowhere. Doubled up on a tile that was just discarded.
このリャンとはちょっときついな。
Who will come out on top in this confrontation? Whatever happens, it'll be something to talk about. The players are already visualizing their winning hands. Uh-oh, East has declared Nietzsche.
Probably wants to avoid taking risks while in the lead.
Question is, can the players survive this situation? One step in the wrong. Ah, jeez! The player across. What an incredible win! South 2, 2 counters. The Dora is the 9 of dots. The player is West. The player is in the lead, at least for the moment.
Hopefully this will end without any incidents.
The stage is set. Anything can happen. Who's going to make the first call here? The player, already 2 tiles to Tempai.
The next few tiles could make a huge difference.
This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. Things are at a standstill. Any calls on this tile?
G.
The player makes a call out of nowhere. Who will come out on top in this confrontation? Whatever happens, it'll be something to talk about. My, oh my, and there's the Nietzsche!
Probably wants to avoid taking risks while in the lead.
Question is, can the players survive this situation? The player's going for it! The air is very tense at this moment. One step in the wrong direction. Have things calmed down for the moment? Chasing Nietzsche!
Probably wants to avoid taking risks while in the lead.
How are the players going to approach this hand?
That's a safe tile for the entire table.
There it is! The player on the left suffers an unexpected... South 3. The Dora is the 1 of Bams. The player is South. The player is in the lead, at least for the moment.
Hopefully this will end without any incidents.
Now, let's watch how things develop. The air is tense as the players take their turns. The player, one step in the right direction.
This is the point where skill really factors in.
Who's going to make the first call here? The player, 2 tiles to Tempai.
This hand is really beginning to come together.
This table is so quiet. Oh, wow, and there's a call. The players are already visual. Any calls on this tile? Oh, making a move here. No one dares to make the first move. The air is very tense at this moment. Have things calmed down for the moment?
Probably looking to block that south for quite a while.
How are the players going to approach this hand? One step in the wrong direction. We're witnessing a tense push and pull.
Maybe it is better to hold back without any white dragons visible.
Is this hand going to end quietly? Who will seize what to do with this tile? Took a pass for now. Who will arise victorious this time? The player. That's progress. The player on the left, and there we have the first call. The player, Tempai! The player on the right, still holding back. The player across continues to discard simples. Who will... Nobody wins this shootout.
Two players are Tempai.
South 4, one counter. The Dora is the 5 of cracks. The player is East, heading into the final hand of the match.
The player is in first and will normally play the hand fast.
Is this a lead that can be defended? Any calls on this tile? Took a pass for now. Things are at a standstill. The air is tense as the players take their turns. Decided to pass on that middle weight. Who's going to make the first call here? This table is so quiet I could hear a pin drop. Oh wow, and there's a call. The player, 2 tiles to Tempai.
The next few tiles.
What to do with this tile? Oh, making a move here. The player on the right follows suit here. Look at that Dora. The player across, that's a poem. still holding back.
ハキの邪魔に
Have things calmed down for the moment? How are the players going to approach this hand? The player on the left drops a pair. No one dares to make the first move. Who will seize the win this hand? Who will arise victorious this time?
普通はロンかもしれないからしょうがないよ。
The player across discards another dot. The player across continues to discard simples. We're witnessing a tense push and pull. Is this hand going to end quietly?
This red dragon could be kept as a safe tile.
The players are... Nobody wins this shootout.
Got away without getting caught in the crossfire.
Ki Goroshiさん、お疲れ様でした。
仮にハズしても出ないよね、あれね。だな。分かったら打つよ。はい。
ゆそさん、おつおつ湯飲みやりましたね。ゆうみなきりさん、T、
本当はトップラにしたかった。
ゆうみなきりさん、お疲れ様。
で、リャンペイコ失敗だったわ。あれで先制できてる話変わったんすか。パーフェクトじゃなかった。分かったから言って。はい、お疲れ様。ガチマンになりたかったな、1万6000、達成1万6000な。でも、ドラに当たったし。前々前々返せると思わなかったよ。まあいいかな。もう一回戦えるかな。わかんないけど。いい試合ではあったが。カモン頑張ったな。そういうことは次いけると思ったんだけどね。残念。はい、お疲れ様。